3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, David Calderon here with Nutrisport. We're talking cardio today. Cardio is a really important thing that a lot of people obviously are concerned in doing. They ride the bike, they do the Stairmaster, they do the treadmill, maybe they play hoops, maybe there's some swimming involved. What's the main goal of cardio? We want to burn fat. We want to maximize that fat burning response. That being said, there's a lot of people, I think most people, I think Travis would probably agree, that we don't necessarily do cardio in the correct fashion, in the correct way. So again, our goal is to burn fat. Most people are not maximizing that fat burning response. Travis here, he's a personal trainer. He's working towards his degree in health and exercise science. He's also an NPC competitor. He's going to be doing his first show, April 14th?
April 14th, Grand Prix, Culver City.
Yep, so he's looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that. Trav's going to talk a little bit about how to do your cardio, when to do your cardio, why we're doing it at this time, so that we can maximize that fat burning response that we're also concerned with. So, Trav, go ahead and give them your input.
Hey, what's up, guys? I see a lot of people doing their cardio wrong, okay? I get a lot of questions from clients as well. When should I do my cardio, okay? Just walking around the gym, doing my own workout, I see people on the Stairmaster, treadmill, 30, 40 minutes. Then they come down and they start their weight training, their resistance training, okay? I'm going to break down a little bit as to why that is the incorrect order. And it all starts with the energy system in the body, okay? Number one preferred fuel source, glucose, okay? Broken down carbohydrates in the body. Second, okay, fatty acids, okay? Third, and the last reserve would be muscle, okay? And that's just, if I don't have anything else to run on, we're going to look for muscle, okay? That's the last thing you want to happen. Now, anaerobic training, okay? Pretty much lacking the presence of oxygen. The most efficient fuel source is going to be glucose, okay? Every single time. The reason why fatty acids, even though they're the second, cannot be utilized, well, they lack the presence of oxygen. Oxygen is needed to mobilize these fatty acids in order for them to be used, okay? Aerobic training can tap into all three just because of that presence of oxygen, okay? You're working out, you're doing your cardio, okay?
Still got to burn
oxygen.
glucose first.
Yes, glucose is always going to be first, no matter what you're doing. I don't care if I'm standing here right now, I got glucose in my body, it's being used as fuel, okay? Now, let's say you did do your cardio first, okay? And then you decided to do your resistance training afterwards. What's going to happen is you're going to burn through your glucose, okay? Maybe a minuscule amount of fat, depending on how high your glucose levels are. Now you're going into your resistance training, you have zero fuel to run on.
Nothing to burn.
What's it going to look for?
It's going to go after an alternative way to make that glucose that it needs that was already exhausted to fuel that aerobic activity. How's it going to do it? It's going to go after muscle tissue to do it.
Exactly.
And that's not what we want to have happen.
Exactly. I mean, you burn through 1 ounce of muscle and your body fat will jump. Catastrophic change right there. Okay?
Using metabolically active tissue.
Exactly. Okay. Now, the correct order: resistance training, cardio after. Here's why. You're tapping into your glucose, okay? Nice, intense anaerobic training, pushing hard, okay?
Good weight training workout?
Definitely. Now you're depleted. Your glucose is depleted, okay? You step onto that Stairmaster treadmill, what are you burning now?
Fat burning mode.
Fatty acids, okay? I hope that all made sense. Now, let's talk about a little, I get questions all the time. What if I don't go and do my resistance training? What if I train 5 days a week, but I want to get a 6 day of cardio in?
How do I get into fat burning mode right away?
Exactly. How do you get into fat burning mode right away? And I'm not going to really touch on, they got this empty stomach cardio principle, very controversial. Well, we have a little bit of an alternative to that. Just because of the controversy, I want to stay away from that. And I'll let Dave take over and kind of break down for you a better alternative.
Yeah. again, guys, when we're weight training, you can only use glucose to fuel weight training. That is the only source of fuel that you use, period. During cardio, you can burn glucose or you can burn fat, but remember, you got to burn glucose first. To recap what Trav said, and he's exactly right, we do cardio first, we burn through all the glucose, we, well, step into the weight room, and we're actually in fat burning mode, and the body can't use fat to fuel weight training. So we get no fat burning done during cardio, and we get a poor quality, in my opinion, weight training workout in because there's no glucose left. And what happens as a result? The body starts burning this stuff, muscle tissue, no good. So do the weight training first, burn through all the glucose, step onto the treadmill, be in fat burning mode. Like Trav said, what if there's one day where we just don't do any weight training and we want to get into fat burning mode right away? Because he's right, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes of continuous cardio to burn through all the sugar before you start burning fat. There are compounds out there that help to kind of trick the body into thinking it's already burned all of its glucose, even if you don't do any weight training. So once you are doing your cardio, if you take the right thing prior to, you're in fat burning mode immediately. A little bit of background. When we burn glucose, glucose is being metabolized, turned into a compound called pyruvate. And pyruvate is what switches fat burning mode on. Taking pyruvate before we do cardio, 30 minutes before, tells the body, tricks the body, I must have burned a bunch of glucose because this is what glucose gets turned into. Let's switch over into a fat burning mode immediately. Once the body's in fat burning mode, because you took some pyruvate and tricked the body into thinking it already burned all of its sugar, we need fat to use for fuel. And I always say this, guys, fat is stored in one place, it's stored in a fat cell, it's burned where? In this little energy burning furnace called the mitochondria that exists within the muscle cell. So we gotta move fat before we can burn fat. L-carnitine, I'm sure a few of you guys have heard about it. L-carnitine is the fat mobilizing agent. Moves fat. Once this puts our body into fat burning mode, delivers the fatty acids to those energy burning furnaces so we can burn them for fuel, period. These guys are dosage dependent, meaning you got to take enough of them. Minimum 3 grams or 3,000 milligrams of pyruvate, minimum 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams of L-carnitine. About 30 minutes, I would say, before you do cardio. Is a perfect dosage schedule and a good time, I think, to take it before we do our cardio. This is another product, and I actually prefer this over these two guys. This has got pyruvate and L-carnitine in one, and what's nice about this, you don't have to take 3 pills to get your 3,000 milligrams, and you don't necessarily have to take a full tablespoon of this, or 4 pills if it's in capsule form. This is in powdered form. There's actually even higher dosages of both of these two compounds in here. What's nice, you put a scoop of it in like 3 to 4 ounces of water, goes into solution beautifully. You're getting your effective doses of the pyruvate to put your body into fat burning mode immediately, and the L-carnitine so you can shuttle that fat more efficiently to burn it. And it's a powder, you can drink it, easy. There's some citrulline in here too, guys. Citrulline's an amino acid. It buffers lactic acid. Lactic acid is that acid that gets produced during a workout, and it actually causes muscle fatigue, muscle failure. This is going to buffer, neutralize some of that lactic acid, so you can go longer, you can go harder. A little bit of alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid keeps your blood sugar nice and stable, which is nice so you don't get ups and downs during your workout. And then some what's called CoQ10. CoQ10 improves oxygen delivery to all of the cells, especially the muscle cells. To reiterate what Trav said, you need oxygen in order to burn fat. This puts us in fat burning mode, or the pyruvate in here will put us in fat burning mode. L-carnitine here or in here delivers the fat for fuel. all the oxygen that's being delivered to the cell, combined with the L-carnitine, just accelerates and amplifies that fat burning response. So this is a great product. I think a second reason why this is good, in addition to tricking your body into getting into fat burning mode immediately, is it's natural, meaning no stimulants. I have a lot of different thermogenic stimulant products that have, let's face it, caffeine, other different central nervous system stimulants in there. I don't like this approach in order to maximize the fat burning response. I want to do it naturally with proven scientific compounds. And I tell you what, this only works if you do cardio. So it forces us to engage in a positive behavior. We can't just pop a pill and expect to get the same result, and you won't. So think about what we talked about. The first thing is, let's do cardio after weight training to burn all the sugars, have a good weight training workout, be in fat burning mode the minute we start our cardio, so we maximize the fat burning response like Travis talked about. If we don't do weight training one day, how do we make sure that we immediately get into fat burning mode during our cardio? Let's take some BioBurn. Active ingredient, pyruvate, to trigger fat burning. L-carnitine, the secondary active ingredient, to shuttle the fat, because you got to move it before you can burn it. 30 minutes before you train, cardio only day, empty stomach, 1 scoop, 6 ounces of water, just go ahead and shoot it. Your endurance is going to be better, your fat burning is going to be better, and you're not going to be all stimulated and over anxious while you're doing it. So, any questions, guys, any comments, just leave those below.